Hey you guys, it's Peter. This is kind of a difficult video for me to make, but I need to make an apology. If you guys have been watching my videos lately, you know that a couple of days ago I made apologies to several communities, and I really appreciate the feedback that you gave me in the comment sections, and how much you appreciated the apology. I really appreciate that. There was somebody that I left out of that list of apologies. So I wanted to come on here today, and I wanted to clarify that for you guys before I get into this video. Like I said, this is a difficult video for me to make, but a lot of people pointed out the inconsistencies of what I said in my video, so I feel like I need to take responsibility for that. So, in my video the other day, like I said, I made apologies to several different communities. And one of the communities that I made an apology towards was the Lysol community. It wasn't Lysol. It was in fact Clorox, which many people commented on in the comment section of my video, and they said you owe an apology to the Clorox community. I thought I had done an appropriate job. You know, I made a genuine, authentic apology to the Depends community. I made an apology to the Shit in Yourself community. I made an apology to the Booze Poos community. I made an apology to the community of people that think they have to fart but they shit their pants. I made an apology to people that don't make it to the toilet in time, or as we say in northern Indiana, the toilet. I made an apology to the paper towel community, and I said the Lysol community. I was 100% incorrect. And what I meant to say was the Clorox community. And several of you brought it to my attention, so I just want to clear that up and make sure that I give the appropriate apology. So I want to apologize to the Clorox community and say that I apologize for confusing you with Lysol. That shouldn't have happened, and I can promise you that in the future it will not happen again. So anyway, hey you guys! It's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Peace! Peekaboo, I see you because... Ah! Cheers. I'm YouTube famous now. Available the last day of July, summer 2023, the album, Dad. Shimmy, shimmy, AF. These dreams go on when it's cold outside. How about a little Stevie Nicks medley? How about that, shall we? Okay. Just like a white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, say ooh. Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night, and wouldn't you love to love her? Dreamers only love you when they're dreaming. Beast! I'm thinking about starting me a cover band where I do all Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac covers, and I'm going to call it just Stevie. But I'm not going to spell it like Stevie Nicks, okay? But I would spell it like something different. I don't know, like S-T-E-V-E-E. Wouldn't that be so funny? Oh my God. I'm done with this YouTube crap, okay? Because y'all know, listen, I'm getting canceled over the Shit in Yourself jokes and the Clorox jokes, okay? So, apparently, I'm not going to be able to make no YouTube videos anymore. So, I'm not going to be able to make no YouTube videos anymore, so I got to find some new job, and I think my job is going to be that I'm going to wear shawls, and I'm going to have, the feathered bangs like Stevie Nicks. I have it over there. I was going to show you guys. Where did I put it? Did I put it? Oh, I thought I had it to show you guys. I bought me a new Stevie Nicks t-shirt on Amazon. It has pictures of Stevie all over. I'll wear it for a video. And then at the bottom of it, it says Rock on Gold Dust Woman. Don't be jealous. You too can get it if you go over to the Amazon. I will say it took me about 3 weeks to get here. But anyway, how are you guys doing today? Yes, I needed to make that very important apology at the beginning of this video, in talking about the Clorox community, because in my video the other day, which I just want to say thank you so much, there were so many people in the comment sections that said, you know, like, oh, and I'm not going to go on and on about this, but they said, oh, I have IBS, or I have this, or my mom had this issue, and if you can't, you know, laugh about it, then you cry about it, and thank you so much for the humor, and you know, and there were so many people that sent me DMs, and a couple people sent me emails sharing with me personal stories of their life, and that they really appreciated the lightheartedness of that. And, you know, there are things that I truly believe, and I think it's to each their own. I really do. I think there are things that are too serious to joke about. I really do believe that. You know, and like I said, like, if that joke had come out and people didn't think that it was funny, I would have fully taken responsibility for it. But there were so many people that said, oh my God, thank you for lightening my mood. I actually, this is my reality. I live this every day, and you really made me able to laugh at my own circumstances and things like that. And that's kind of what I've had to do in my own life about things. And I shared some personal stories of things that I've gone through with having IBS and in my past and things like that, you know, and that's kind of what I've done with certain things in my life, is that I've had to find humor in them. And not everything, you know, but some things in my life to try to, like, get through the pain. And so I just want to say I really appreciate the overwhelming support, and just the fact that, you know, that so many of you laughed about it. And actually, I have to tell you something. So my husband, none of my friends watch my videos except for my good Judy Valerie. She watches my vlogs. Sometimes my cousin Caroline throws on my vlogs, but very rarely. So last night, my husband and I were hanging out with little Boo Radley. He's over here in the corner. We're going to talk about Boo Radley in a second. And I was like, oh, I want to play you this clip. And so I didn't tell him anything about the clip, and I played him just that part in the video where I did the apology. Now, my husband, he thinks I'm funny, like, in person, but, like, in videos, he doesn't think anything that I say in videos is funny. I know. He's not one of my fans. Gargoyles, Ouija board, she's not a Christian. No, Tati, no. But anyway, you know, I think, like, he hears it go on all the time, whatever, right? So I'm laying here, and I have, I had the phone like this, and I was showing it to him, and all of a sudden he started laughing. He goes, this is actually really funny. So, you know, that kind of made me happy too, but I just want to say thank you so much for that. Okay, so I want to do a little bit of a rant video today. Okay, I've been, like, doing a lot of really, like, heavy, deep videos recently, and in all honesty, for those of you that have watched my channel for a long period of time, you know that those are not the videos that I love to make over here. And I probably am going to end this on kind of a gentle, tender, soft, sweet moment. I may cry a little bit because what I'm going to talk about means a lot to me. And it probably won't to you, but I don't know how it's going to come out. We'll see. I might cry. I might not. I might be completely fine about it. But somebody asked me something, and I thought, okay, because I put out an Instagram story, and I said, what are your complaints? What are your rants? I want to respond to them. So I put that out last night. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to pick different people's things, and then I have things that I want to rant about. I have just a few. I have just a few things that I want to rant about. So yeah, so there's that. So I want to get into, I have all these notes, y'all, okay? So the first thing I want to say is that, okay, I think this is my only rant for the day. So y'all know I have a True Crime Book Club, right? Okay, I run my True Crime Book Club with my good Judy Mel. Hey Mel, how are you? We just passed 6,000 followers on Facebook. We get about 20 people on the live streams, but that's okay. We don't mind. We enjoy it, right? And we guest people and things like that. Currently this month, we are reading, well, the book for July was The Horrors of Fox Hollow Farms, and it was about the serial killer Herb Baumeister in Indianapolis. The book for August is, I can't remember what it's called, but it's about I think it's just called The Delphi Murders, and it's about the Delphi murders in Indiana. And so then we read the book, and then we get together and we have a live stream and we discuss the book. I usually make a video about it. Well, sometimes I make a video about it. But anyway, so y'all know I have a True Crime Book Club, okay? I love to read true crime books. I love to watch true crime documentaries. I've literally seen probably every true crime documentary that's worth seeing out there at this point. So there was one that I hadn't seen, and it was on my list. And so I started watching it the other night. I actually started watching it 2 nights ago, and I watched half of it. It's real long. It's like an hour and 57 minutes, which I know is probably like, you know, I mean, it's not as long as a Star Wars movie, but it's long. So I started watching this Slender Man movie. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Slender Man. he's like Candyman. I'm kind of afraid to say his name. He might show up somewhere, with those things coming out of his back, and he might like choke me and get me and things like that. Okay, I believe in some of that stuff. No, I do. Okay, I do. I believe in everything. Okay, we're gonna talk about aliens in a second, but I believe in aliens, Loch Ness monster. Okay, I believe in it all. Okay, why wouldn't you? Life's too short. Okay, so anyway, I know somebody just took that real serious. Okay, but listen, you're probably a cat owner, and you don't want to accept the fact that cats are aliens. Okay, they are. Cats are aliens. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Okay, and when cats take over the world and you realize that we're living in a feline nation, okay, then you'll know, okay, that you are housing aliens, not cats, okay? Not cats, okay? When they rub up against your leg and things like that, that's because they're getting your DNA, okay? They're getting your DNA because when they rub up against your leg and things, it's spooky strange. I don't like it, okay? When cats I'm like, get away from me, okay? You're rubbing up against me. I know y'all are getting my DNA to take it to the master mothership, and y'all are going to be cloning me, okay? You're not cloning me. Stop rubbing up against me, okay? Stop with your meow, meow, mew, mew shit, okay? I don't want it, okay? And listen, I ain't making no apologies to the cat litter box community. I'm just not doing it, okay? So I'm watching this documentary last night. Now, I watch enough of these true crime documentaries that it's always interesting to me what they include and what they don't include. Now, the documentary is very, very sad, okay? It's about these two girls that were like 12 years old, and they really believed in Slender Man. That was like this online meme, and it kind of came from this game and all this kind of stuff, right? And then to like appease Slender Man, they have to kill somebody, okay? So that Slender Man won't attack them or their families. So who do they choose to kill? Their best friend, okay? So it comes out in the show that both of these girls are diagnosed with very serious mental health issues, which is very, very sad, okay? And the girl is stabbed something like 14 or 19 times. She lives and all this kind of stuff. I mean, the whole thing is very, very sad. But in the middle of all this, okay? Hold on a second. Let me get my notes. So in the middle of all this, where are my notes about it? Okay. They interview this girl, okay, that was real into the Slender Man back in the day. She's now at this point about 30, okay? If I had to guess where some of these haters and trolls come from, like, I'm not putting this on her, okay? But she is obviously somebody that lives on the internet about 24 hours a day, okay? She's like, you can tell, all right? She's ate up with the internet. She loves the internet and all this kind of stuff. So she says in there, they interview her about Slender Man, okay? And she says in there so she says that she was real interested in him when she was about 14 years old, okay? So when I was 14 years old, I was in 9th grade, okay? 8th grade going into 9th grade, something like that. So they interview her, and she says that 3 of her friends went into the woods to find and record him when she was 14 years old, okay? She said if she encountered, I mean, she stands behind this to this day, okay? This 30-year-old woman or whatever she is, okay? She said if she encountered him, she'd say, I don't think you're that bad. Personally, I think you're kind of cool. Okay, now this is somebody that is accused of, like, this is a fictional character, okay, that is 19 feet tall and all this kind of stuff, and strangling people and kidnapping kids, okay? And this is her response to this. Why she ever got this documentary is beyond me, okay? And she is in a documentary, so I can speak on it, okay? Don't be coming out and saying I'm being so cruel. She put her face in there. She didn't have to be in there. I wouldn't have been in there saying these things. She said if she encountered him, she'd say, personally, I don't think you're that bad. Personally, I think you're kind of cool. I wouldn't mind doing what you're doing. What, girl? You wouldn't mind kidnapping and killing people. You're in a documentary saying this stuff, okay? Then she goes on and she says that at that time, okay, to explain it away, that she had no social life and that she was always on the internet. Girl, you just said that you and 3 of your good Judies, okay, went out into the woods to record Slender Man and tell him that you didn't have no problems with him kidnapping and killing people. Okay, but you firmly believed that at that time, that that's who he was. But then you want to come out and say you didn't have no social life. Girl, I couldn't put a birthday party of 2 together back when I was 14 years old. I had no friends. Goose eggs. Okay, girl? No, 0. I had no friends whatsoever. Don't be singing all this to me about painting this picture. There were so many discrepancies in this documentary. I was like, I mean, the documentary was interesting, but I was like, there are so many discrepancies in this documentary. This girl said she don't have no social life, but she was out in the woods with 3 of her friends, wanting to hunt down Slender Man and tell him how cool he was, and they wanted to live in his mansion and kidnap and kill people too. Okay, girl, and you said that in a documentary. Yes, I'm ranting about this. I do not understand this, okay? But yes, I do understand now why some people are as unhinged in the world as they are, okay? Woo! So anyway, there was that. then it goes in this whole thing, and I have to tell you, like, it interviews, I think the girl that was stabbed, like, she and her family don't, like, they won't want a lot of the public attention about this, because they don't interview them, they're not, like, in the documentary at all. But they interview greatly the two parents of both of the girls that were involved in the stabbing, okay? And it's sad to hear their stories and all this kind of stuff. You know, of course, they never had any idea and blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. And this one dad goes on, and he's talking about these iPads, okay? He kind of indirectly blames the whole Slender Man and her believing in Slender Man and all this kind of stuff on the fact that she had an iPad. And he would say things to her like, okay, it's 7:30, you need to put that iPad down and come spend some time with the family and things like that, okay? So he goes on about this whole thing, and he says that, and his estranged wife is sitting right next to him, the mother of this girl, and he says, yeah, and it's not like we can do anything about it, something like this, because even the schools are giving kids iPads, like our 5th grader is going to have an iPad, okay? Flash forward about 45 minutes later in the film, his 5th grader is laying on the floor playing a game, okay, of killing people on the iPad, okay? And he's like, I told you to put that iPad away. We got things we got to go do. We got to go to the school to talk about these iPads. And his quote at the end of it is, if I had my way, he wouldn't have one. And I'm thinking to myself, well, girl, he don't have to have no free time on this iPad. Okay, this is what kills me about some of this stuff. So if the school makes him have an iPad to learn on the iPad, you think he's got to have these games where he's killing people on the iPad? Oh, no, 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 ma'am. If that were my child, okay, and his sister had stabbed somebody 19 times or was part of stabbing somebody 19 times, you better effing believe it'd be Connor effing Prairie. You guys probably don't know what Connor Prairie is. This is a settlement thing here in Indianapolis. It'd be Little House on the effing Prairie at the house of Monn, okay? I'm telling you right now, we wouldn't even have no electricity if I truly believed that it was the iPad that was to blame for all the Slender Man BS, okay? But then then he says in there, at the end of this, I couldn't believe this, he said, what does he say? He said something about, don't I have a right to feel this way, and blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, you absolutely have a right to feel this way, but there's your new child on the, he's like, well, I don't, what does he say? Something about, I don't want to, hold on a second. I want to make sure he's getting it right. He says later, no one can blame him for feeling how he does about hindering his kids' learning, because he doesn't want to hinder his kids' learning, so he doesn't want him to be punished for his sister's deeds. You know, let me tell you something, okay? Now, I'm an only child, all right? But when I was growing up, I had girlfriends of mine that had very early curfews. And the reason that they did was because their siblings that graduated literally the year we were born, okay, that they had snuck out one time. And as a result of that, 15, 18 years later, their younger siblings that had never done anything bad had well, I mean, we did do things that were bad, but their parents didn't know about it. But they had early curfews as a result of their older siblings. Don't tell me that. I know most of you out there suffered greatly at the expense of your older siblings getting in trouble, okay? So this gal is part of this stabbing because of the Slender Man that is a result of an iPad, and he firmly believes this. But this dad don't want to hinder his son's learning. No, girl, you just have the son leave the iPad by the door when he comes in from school, okay? He don't need to be playing no killing people games on the floor of the kitchen, and you be yelling at him to put up first of all, he constantly is telling people to put up their iPads, and they don't ever listen to him, okay? Nobody listens to this dad. He's like, well, I'm sitting there telling him to put up his iPad. He ain't listening to me. Put up the iPad. We got Boy Scouts to go to and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there going, why does he even have an iPad if you so... I'm so confused about this whole thing, and it is a tragically sad story. You know, it's about this poor girl that got stabbed, and these girls that have all these mental health illnesses. I mean, this one girl is diagnosed with childhood schizophrenia, and they said that she will probably never grow out of it. I mean, it is a horrific story, okay? But this dad so believes, not that one, but the dad of the other girl, he so believes that so much of it has to do with his iPad. Yet they show his kid playing with the iPad on the floor a year and a half later. I'm like, are you kidding me? Anyway, y'all think I get heated about YouTubers and then I got hate boners for all this kind of stuff. See, I can get just as heated, okay, talking about a true crime documentary. So I wanted to say all that. Now, I said what I had to say. Did I say this? No, I don't know that I want to talk about that. Do I want to talk about that or not? Well, I guess I will. Okay, so, you know, I talked about, and I'm not going to say a whole lot about this, okay? About, to quote Dolly Parton from 9 to 5, which is one of my favorite movies of life, you know, for a long time now, I've been forgiven and forgetting, okay? But, you know, I talked about this, and this is not a joking moment, okay? But I talked about this harassing and stalking. And like I have said in multiple videos now, it goes way above and beyond what I even mentioned in that video. There are a lot of things that are so dark and twisted that I am keeping to myself. And I'm starting to really figure out who some of these people are, okay? But this one gal, she keeps on making fake accounts and following me, and she thinks I don't know, okay? Now, what I have been told behind the scenes, and no, I'm not talking about a lot of what I'm doing behind the scenes, okay? They can just be surprised one day the way that I was, all right? But what I'm finding out is that this is going to take a very long time. It's not something that's just going to happen overnight, okay? There's a lot that goes into it. But girl, I'm going to tell you right now, okay? You need to stop following me on the, a couple of you out there, okay? I know who you are, all right? I know who your family members are. I know all about you, okay? I know places of employment. I know places of employment of your spouses. I know everything about you, okay? You wanted to look into my background and my history, so when that information was brought to me, trust, I wanted to see the same thing. I wanted to see who was harassing me. I wanted to see who was so bored with their life that they had to harass me to such lengths, okay? You want to keep on poking the bear and follow me on social media with your fake-ass accounts. I've been thinking, okay? Like I said, for a long time now, I've been forgiving and forgetting, okay? But like I said, I am pursuing this behind the scenes. But I've been thinking for a while now, okay, that I might just draft a letter and send it off to all your family members that, yes, I do know their names and have them all screenshot and have receipts of all of that, okay? I might send off a drafted letter to everybody in your life the way that you wanted to contact all of my family members and friends, okay? And everything that you had to say about me, and let them know what you've been up to for so long. But I ain't that kind of person, okay? And like, this is a big rant of mine. You ever just want to get revenge on somebody? Okay, you just feel it. Like, you've been done so dirty and so wrong. Why does this keep on doing this? It says undo typing. You ever been done so wrong in your life, okay? And you're waiting for the wheels of justice to turn, and you find out that the wheels of justice are going to take a long time? Okay. And, but you so bad want to get some revenge on somebody, okay? Because you're like, I have had it, okay? Karma needs to play its card. Which, people want to talk about karma all the time. I am not convinced that sometimes, I have met my fair share of really low down dirty people, okay, that never suffer any karma, okay? Now, I don't know what happens to them in the afterlife, okay? I don't know that they're singing, gospel country music with Jesus up in heaven. I don't know that, okay? Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, okay? Maybe they're burning in the 9 circles of hell. I don't know. But I've met a lot of down low dirty people, okay, that are thriving and are successful, all right? And yet they don't suffer no karma whatsoever. So I'm not sure I'm a real believer in karma. But do you ever have that moment where you're like, okay, you know what? I feel justified. We talk about justifiable anger in recovery. I feel justified, and I feel like maybe I do want to send out a letter to all these people. But then you're not that kind of person, okay? Because you were raised better. And you were raised better than all of that, And you've worked on being a better person in your life. And I'm trying to work on compassion and forgiveness and understanding and kindness towards these people, okay? Because they are sick people. But at the same time, you so bad want to let everybody in their life know who they really are. Because they don't, And they're probably sitting over at grandma's house crocheting so they can throw stuff up on their Etsy account. Those kind of people, okay? Or that are pinning stuff on their Pinterest that they want their house to look like. Those kind of people. And you so bad want to contact everybody in their life and let them know who they really are, and that they've made your life a miserable living hell for the last 4 years. And this is just a few of them, okay? But you don't have it in you because that's not who you are. Don't that piss you off? I mean, I wish I was that person. I really do. Some of you out there ought to be grateful that I got sober 28 and a half years ago, okay? Because if I hadn't, I can tell you right now, this whole thing would be playing out much differently. I'm just telling you right now. But like I said, I try to be a good citizen of the world, okay? I try to put love out there. I try to lead with love. But praise Jesus, sometimes it is hard. It is hard, okay? It is so hard. Okay, now I want to get into some of your, hold on a second. I want to get into some of your rants here for a second. I was so ready to do a rant video today. Oh, I guess I didn't save too many of them. But I got a ton of them. I got like 300 or 400 different complaints and rants. But I want to get into some of these rants for you because I wanted to end the month on a happy, positive note. So I wanted to do some funny rants because I missed doing the rants over here. Now, I don't know what August is going to bring, okay? I mean, maybe we might have to talk about some serious stuff over there. God. Lord, help not. Oh, dear precious baby Jesus. Don't make me wear my Depends. Don't make me shit myself, okay? Because I don't like talking about all that serious stuff. I like talking about Shane Dawson changing his thumbnail for the 19th time. Should we go in and look and see if Shane Dawson has changed his thumbnail? I don't think he has. But I should go in and look and just fact check it, okay? No, it's still This Ruined My Life. Oh, it's sitting at 1 million views. Congratulations, Shane. Most people will be happy with 1 million views on a video. Okay? Not you. Ungrateful. Okay. You and Jaclyn Hill should start a brand together and call it Ungrateful. That might, you and James Charles and James Charles and Jaclyn Hill should start a brand and call it Uncanceled and Ungrateful is what y'all should do. Okay. So anyway, let me get into these screenshots of the different things that people wanted to rant to me about. Okay. So somebody said to me, freaking aliens everywhere. That needs a thorough ranting. What y'all want me to rant about? Now, did y'all see this news coverage? Okay. The fact that this is not getting more traction to me, that they literally came out, I don't know, was it a House hearing, a Senate hearing? I don't know what it was, okay? But the fact that they came out with this, and this dude said, okay, that yes, they had alien ships, and that there were non-human pilots that they had, and things. Y'all, this is some seriously, like, this is some, like, Area 51 kind of stuff, okay? This is like Roswell, New Mexico 2.0, 2023, okay? And, like, the fact that they are talking about this, and, I mean, on this kind of spectrum, and everybody's acting, who, what? There's no such thing. They came out and confirmed that there are aliens. Y'all realize what a big deal this is? Now, I don't know about all y'all, okay? For a long time, okay, I've been knowing about aliens, okay? Listen. I used to listen to Coast AM back in the day, okay, from 1 to 4 a.m. every night. And they have the, you know, the hot card call-in or whatever, right? And they'd say, Judy Smith from Oklahoma, what do you want to talk about? And she'd say, well, hi, this is Judy Smith from Oklahoma. Am I offending somebody that has a southern accent? I got a southern accent too, so get over it, okay? Like I said, strap yourself into your Depends. Is Alexa, she just say something? Shut up, Alexa. Anyway, so like I was saying, okay, Judy Smith, she calls into the red card or whatever, hot card, hotline or whatever, right? And they go, Judy Smith, go ahead on line 1. And she goes, hi, my name's Judy Smith, and you know, I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I work at the Speedway, and I came home the other night, and, you know, my husband, he had a friend of his over, and they were watching the ball game on TV, drinking some natural light, and I made them meatloaf the day before, so I cut me off a piece of that meatloaf, and I made me a sandwich out of it. Have you ever had a sandwich with meatloaf? It's so good, I love it so much, but now natural light, it's not my favorite, but Natty Light is kind of cheap, so I got me a can of that Natty Light, and I made me a meatloaf sandwich, okay? Now, I like my meatloaf sandwich with extra ketchup on it, and sometimes I put horseradish sauce on it, too. Have you ever tried that? Judy Smith, could you please get to the point, please? Okay, like I was saying. So, now our house backs up to a cornfield, see, now, and I was sitting on the back porch. We got these 2 concrete steps, and I was sitting out on the back concrete steps. We got a swing set. Now, our kids, they done left, and they work at the factory up in the other town, okay? But they come to visit time to time. They bring the grandkids. But like I said, I had just gotten home. It was past 1 o'clock in the morning. I was real tired, okay? So I called my friend Sally Joe. She also works at the Speedway. Now, Sally Joe and I were talking on the phone. I was sipping on my natural light. I about spit it out all over the place because I saw this spaceship land. And right out of the cornfield comes this 7-foot tall, no, it wasn't Slender Man, this 7-foot tall alien, okay, wearing a cowboy hat. And he tipped it to me and he said, hey, Judy Smith, how are you doing? Okay? I about lost my mind. I ran in there and I tried to tell my husband, but he and his friend wouldn't stop watching the baseball game. I didn't know what to do, okay? So I came back outside. Then he had 3 friends with him. I didn't know what to do. But we're friendly in Tulsa, Oklahoma, so I split my sandwich 3 ways, and I gave them 3 pieces of my meatloaf sandwich, and I gave them my natural light, and they went on their happy way. I never seen them again, but I'm telling you right now, there are aliens here on Earth with cowboy hats saying, howdy, Judy Smith. Now, I've been watching Coast to Coast, or listening to Coast AM for years. I used to listen to it back in the day, every single night, talking about shadow people and all this kind of stuff. I don't need no court hearing, okay, about it. Listen, I've seen Close Encounters of a Third Kind, okay? You think somebody makes that up? No, they got evidence, okay? I knew that there had been aliens around here for a long time. Hold on a second, this is going to stop. Okay, we're back. Did you miss me? Hold on a second, I'm tilting my camera down. We got to get it so I can fit in there with my hat and everything like that. So yes, what do we want to talk about with the aliens? Those people out there that say there's no aliens, y'all are so egotistic that you think that the Earth is the only place in the entire universe. Y'all need to get out and watch some damn movies, I'm telling you, and brighten your imagination a little bit. Okay, so somebody said so much Barbie, okay? And then somebody said the haters on Barbie movie, peeps want to slam a toy brought to life that's not news. Now, I have to say this, and so I'm not going to say anything for or against that movie Barbie. I ain't seen that movie Barbie, okay? I don't know nothing about that movie Barbie. That Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie or whatever her name is. I heard they're real good in that movie, okay? Amy Schumer was supposed to be in that movie. I kind of would have liked to have seen Amy Schumer in that movie. But anyway, I don't know much about that movie, but I will tell you this, okay? That I know this is a hard thing to believe, but when I was a little kid, okay, and I would go over to other people's houses, like friends of my mom's, and they would have daughters, and I would beg to play with those Barbies. Oh my God. And no, don't be putting that on me, okay, because y'all are dirty-minded out there. You're not family-friendly. I didn't do no dirty stuff with my Barbies back in the day, okay? We had fashion shows. We were classy and elegant, okay? We were elegant. And I had fashion shows with my Barbies. We had it timed. We had music. We had runways. We built runway. You couldn't get my Barbie. I love that one Barbie that she was from Hawaii and she had real long hair. I put her in the pool and whip her all around, stuff like that. Oh my God. Now, from time to time, my mom would buy me Barbies, but I did want that one Farrah Fawcett Barbie, like, head thing, you know, that you could, like, do her hair and things like that. My mom said, no, we don't need that, okay? We got enough Cabbage Patch Kids and Barbie dolls and things like that. My mom, now, she used to, back in the day, this was before she wasn't convinced, you know, that I might be gay. My dad said he knew from a very young age, right? My dad, who is a surgeon, and he has always said that I believe it's just like you having blue eyes, okay? Which, for all the haters out there that want to say I have blue contacts, no, that's not true. I have blue eyes. My dad used to always say, I believe it's just like you have blue eyes, like you were born gay. I believe that. My dad, that's what he has always believed, right? But my mom, even though she had 15,000 gay friends that she used to go out dancing and drinking with, she had a little bit harder of a time convincing herself, okay? And so she would buy me dolls. My parents were always totally open to buying me dolls. I got this picture of me when I'm about 4 years old, and I got this all mangled up looking, what do you call it, baby alive that used to feed food and then it would poop. Do you remember that? My battery died, which is okay because my back was hurting so bad from sitting up here. But anyway, like I was saying, I used to have this mangled up looking baby alive, okay, that you'd feed and then it would poop and things like that. And I carried around. In fact, I got a picture downstairs that my mom took of me and she had it framed. And I was about 4 years old and I'm carrying her by her hair, okay? My mom used to say, I don't mind buying you dolls because one day it's going to make you a great husband and a great dad. And you have a wife and things like that. Yeah, I think she didn't fully get the whole concept, but I did love Barbies back in the day. Which is so funny because, like, I'm not real, like, my husband wants to see the movie and we were going to go see the movie the other night, but, like, I'm not, like, real bent out of shape to go see this movie. I can wait for it to come out on streaming services. I don't really care. I do think it's cute that everybody's getting all dressed up to go see the movie. I think that's real cute, you know? It kind of reminds me of Rocky Horror Picture Show back in the day, you know, when you would throw bread and things like that. Are you as old as me? Do you remember that? Okay. So let's talk about that. Then people want to talk about, oh, somebody said people talking on the phone in a public restroom, disgusting. This must be something that happens, and I'm just speculating because this was a woman that left this comment. Now, I don't spend tons of time in the men's restroom. You know, I usually just go in and do my business and leave. But I will say this, and usually when I go into restrooms, there's not like a lot of people there. And, but I don't really notice people, like, I mean, from time to time, there'll be somebody on the phone, and that kind of stuff. But I don't know if this is like, because, you know, maybe y'all are sitting in stalls and things like that, and you can hear somebody, Judy Smith, two stalls over from you, and, you know, she's saying something like, yeah, and we went to church on Sunday. Oh, yeah, Well, Mrs. Smith was there. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry about that. No, no, enchiladas. We had enchiladas. The fish fry on Friday. No, I'm sorry. I mean, what? Why are you in the toilet, okay? Or toilet, as we refer to it in northern Indiana. Why are you in the toilet, okay, having the juices, and you are talking on the phone to people? That is disgusting. You need to get off the damn phone. That is gross, okay? Disgusting. Anyway. Somebody said, now I did a whole rant video all about this, but somebody said 1-year-old birthday parties at 1 p.m. in the hottest day of the year. And you know what? Listen, okay? No is a complete sentence. I'm just going to tell you that right now, okay? No 1-year-old in their entire world. And yes, I did go to all of my nephews, all their birthday parties, and so did my husband, because you have to, okay? But when friends of mine are like, oh, we're having Judy's 6-month birthday party August 5th. It's only going to be 110 that day, and we're going to have a bounce house outside. It's going to be so much fun. What time are you having it? Noon? We go to brunch at noon, okay, or around that time. We ain't coming to no 6-month-year-old birthday party, okay? That 6-month-old, they ain't gonna remember that birthday party. That's for you, okay? That is for you. You are having that birthday party for you. That 6-month-year-old, they don't care. They don't know that they're eating. I don't remember having no birthday parties when I was 6-month-year-old, 1-year-old, 2. I don't remember none of them birthday parties, okay? So there's no reason to invite me to those birthday parties, and I won't come anyway, okay? And you'll be lucky if you even get a gift. Because that's what those birthday parties are for, okay? Is to show off your kid. It's for you, and you want kids' birthday presents for your kids. So we got to waste a day, sit out and where we're sweating in the sun, okay? For your 6-month-year-old or your 1-year-old to have a birthday party, and you can take 1,500 pictures of it. We done wasted a day, wasted $20 on a toy that they probably already have and ain't gonna remember having anyway, that's gonna end up at the Goodwill in 2 years, okay? Or, you know, diapers or burpees or things like that. No, it's a waste of my time. I ain't doing it, okay? Don't even invite me, because I ain't coming, okay? There's no reason to invite me, because I ain't coming, okay? Waste of my time. I agree with you. Stupid. Okay. Horrible events of fans throwing stuff at performers lately. Have you all seen this? Okay, these clips of singers, you know, famous singers being on stage and people throwing stuff at them. What has happened to the world, okay? Back in the day, we would go to Karma Records at like, I know some of you out there are like, oh my God, I forgot all about Karma Records. We used to go to Karma Records at midnight the night before tickets went on sale to wait outside in line and get tickets for concerts, okay? We used to do that back in the day. I remember the first time my friends ever did that, they went to go, now I don't know if this band is problematic or whatnot, but they went all night long to get Social Distortion tickets, okay? At Karma Records. So anyway, but it was a privilege and an honor to get even tickets to go see a concert, let alone throw some stuff up on stage at these people, okay? Now, I will tell you that when I was a senior in high school, I did see Fleetwood Mac at Market Square Arena, okay? And my dad knew somebody that worked for Ticketmaster, and so they got us real good seats. And I took 3 of my friends. We had such a good time, right? Now, I will tell you, if you have ever been to a Stevie Nicks or a Fleetwood Mac concert, you have never in your mind seen so many Stevie Nicks lookalikes, okay? I don't even know how these people survive in the real world. They have literally the same frosted hair as Stevie Nicks had in 1985, and I am not lying, okay? And they come up with boots, and yes, they wear their boots all summer long, okay? Just like she says in her song Nightbird, which is my favorite song of life, okay? They wear their boots all summer long. They got shawls on. They got flowers in their hair. They got all that kind of stuff, okay? And constantly, they are throwing teddy bears and roses at the feet of Stevie Nicks. Now, if you're going to throw something on stage, that's how you do it, okay? You don't throw something and hit somebody in the face. That is so rude. People have lost their damn minds, okay? Streaming services, somebody said, Lord, I can't even start getting into all this. I think I talked about it in my last rant video about these damn streaming services, okay? And now, what kills me is, so, okay, back in the day, we had just regular TV that you didn't pay for, okay? And you had commercials on those TV shows, and you had to wait. And we didn't have as many commercials as we have today on like things like Paramount and Peacock and things like that, okay? Which I can't even figure out how to go in there and switch my service so I don't have no ads on those things, okay? So complicated. And then you have to pay $6 or $10 more so there's no more ads on it, okay? My husband and I, we have cable because he loves to watch, you know, certain things. And his family, when they come over, they like to watch the Telemundo and things like that. So we keep cable for all that. Plus, I like all the movies on demand and things like that, right? Okay. So we keep cable. We pay, I don't know, something ridiculous like $300 a month. We literally have every streaming service in the world, including Shudder, that I only have for Dragula, okay? That's the only reason I have Shudder. We got all these streaming services. Tell me why services like Netflix now want to get cute and they want to release 5 episodes of a 10-part series and then of like Lincoln Lawyer and then 5 episodes later. Tell me why these streaming services want to release 1 episode a week, okay? Tell me why these streaming episodes have commercials in them constantly, okay? But we're paying for these services. Like, it's like we went through all this whole thing, right? Like, we had regular television, then we had cable television, then we were paying outrageous amounts of money for cable television, so you didn't have to have ads. Okay, then we started going to streaming, then everybody got rid of all of their cable services except for us. I think we're the only people in the United States that still have cable, except for my good Judy Tanya Jane, because she has to, you know, watch her stories every day, and she don't know how to figure that out on Hulu, even though I told her I could figure it out for her. But anyway, okay, so we're two people that have cable in the United States. So everybody got rid of cable, and they got the Roku and all the streaming services so that they wouldn't have to watch shows with ads and that they could watch whatever they wanted to watch. Now we're back to releasing one episode a week with commercials. So basically, we're back to TV from 1982, okay? But we're paying large sums of money for it? Can somebody explain this to me, please? I am so confused about this. Boo Radley, your part's coming. He's getting all excited because he's like, my part is coming, I know. Okay, so the next one is that I can eat so good and work out. This is somebody's complaint, okay? They said that they can eat so good and work out and still not lose the weight. I'm getting frustrated. Girl, listen, I so relate to that, okay? Because I eat so healthy and I work out so hard on a daily basis. Woo! I need some Clorox for that shitty mess. Let me just tell you, there's no truth to that at all. I need to, okay? I bought them damn Hokas that are sitting over there in the corner, which are the most uncomfortable and ugly ass shoes in the entire world that all my neighbors say, oh, they're so comfortable, they're like walking on clouds. No, they're not. Those Hokas are not. That is a lie straight from the pit of hell. Those Hokas, number one, come in the ugliest ass colors in the entire world, okay? It's literally like wearing a bag of Skittles on your feet is what it is. They're so bright and colorful. They're so ugly, and every one of my 80-year-old neighbors has them, okay? And no, they are not like walking on clouds. They're like walking on shards of glass, okay? I feel like I got tubes of Jaclyn Hill lipsticks up in my shoes when I'm walking in those Hokas. They're so uncomfortable. But I keep on telling myself that I need to get out and be walking on a daily basis. So no, I don't relate to you, girl. I feel for you. Okay, if I was eating healthy, listen, last night I had a piece of apple pie a la mode, okay? While I was watching some of these Slender Man documentaries, and I can tell you, okay, I was not disappointed at all, okay? Now, I should be eating better. I said I was going to start eating better, okay? That's going to start maybe in September. Now, October is Halloween. That's some of my favorite food. November is Thanksgiving. December, I don't know when it's going to start, but listen, there's a lot of good food coming up, okay? I don't know how I'm going to do it. Maybe I just start working. Girl, I relate. I feel bad for you. I do, okay? Because there's never a good day for me to start eating healthy, okay? Because like I said, there's always too many good things coming up, number one. Number two, I don't work out, but I need to. I need to be getting active and getting healthy, okay? Somebody said changing Twitter to X. Listen, I can't even keep up with the fact that they're calling HBO Max Max. I can't even get behind that. And whenever I talk about it, people are always like, Peter, it's called Max because HBO Max collabed or combined with this. I don't care, okay? I don't care why they changed it. Okay, it'd be like McDonald's all of a sudden calling themselves M. Okay, I'm so confused by this, okay? Elon Musk, he thinks he has to come in and change everything. Listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, okay? People's complaint was that Twitter was toxic. All you have done is come in and made Twitter more toxic, okay? That's all you have done. And now you're changing the name to X, okay? Is that after your baby because your baby's name was X? I'm so confused about all this kind of stuff, okay? Now, y'all know, listen, in Indianapolis, okay, this amphitheater that we have out in the middle of nowhere, which was where the last Dead show ever was, it's called Deer Creek, or where Jerry Garcia last played. It's called Deer Creek. That's what it was called when I was in high school. My graduation was at Deer Creek, okay? People still call it Deer Creek. It has changed 15 times, okay? It's been Klipsch, it's been this, it's been that. People still call it Deer Creek, okay? I can tell you right now, I ain't changing my mind. I'm going to call it Deer Creek till the day I die. And I'm going to call it Twitter till the day I die. He can call it X all he wants. You call it X on the beach, X on the spot, X on your forehead. I don't care, okay? I'm going to call it Twitter from now on. And I'm going to still call in sick with the twits. You can change all that crap all you want. And you know what? For that matter, I'm going to keep on calling it HBO Max. I don't care. Come for me. And I ain't making no apology on that. Stupid ass stuff, changing names about all this kind of stuff, okay? Somebody said, people who make small talk with the cashier in front of you for 20 minutes at the grocery store, don't you hate that? Don't you hate when people are at the gas station or at the grocery store and they make small talk with the people because they're lonely? They got no friends in their real life, like me. So the people that work at the gas station, like my good Judy Denisha, and the people that work at the grocery store, they're all my friends. They are. That's my social life, is going to the grocery store, the gas station, and checking in with my friends. Oh my God. Oh, her eyelashes always look so nice, and we talk and all that kind of stuff. She asks me what's going on. I get me a fountain pop and things like that. You know, listen, I'm sorry, okay? And I know I always do feel bad because I turn around, there's like a line 10 miles long. I do really, truly need to make an apology about that. I do feel so bad, okay? But I'm lonely. I ain't got no social life. I got 2 friends, okay? I got 2 friends and a dog and a husband. And listen, going to the grocery store and talking to the cashier or going to the gas station, listen, that's my social life, okay? I'm sorry, it is. I ain't like that gal in the Slender Man documentary that she got 3 friends and they're going out into the woods to find Slender Man. Okay, I ain't got those kind of friends. Okay, I got like 2 or 3 friends, maybe max. Okay, but so anyway, those cashiers, they're my good Judies. And then Taylor said, nothing to rant, I just got engaged. Congratulations. Oh, that's so exciting. And now the last thing I want to talk about is, somebody said, what would Boo Radley rant about? Boo Radley? He's over there sleeping. He's sleeping right next to Lady. Hey, Lady, how are you? She said, I'm fine. She said, I'm still recovering from using those Jaclyn Hill lipsticks. Don't worry about me. But anyway, hold on a second. This video's gotten so long, I need to refresh myself a little bit. Woo! Okay. So, I got a few things to say. First of all, about Boo Radley's complaint. Boo Radley has a lot of complaints. First of all, Boo Radley's #1 complaint is the fact, well, we'll talk about his #1 complaint here in a second. Boo Radley's #2 complaint is the fact that there are other dogs in the neighborhood who think their poop don't stink, okay? And he said that they need to get some poopery. He said, now I go to mailbox and I smell your poop, and you think your poop don't stink, but it does, okay? And he goes, and I know, and my poop don't stink. Boo Radley's poop, it don't stink. It really, truly doesn't. His poop is so small anyway, okay? It looks like mouse turds all day long. But his biggest complaint and his biggest rant, and I'm saying this kind of jokingly because people are so nice to always comment about Alex and Boo Radley and Caroline, my cousin, and Tanya Jean, all this kind of stuff, right? So I know that there are some of you out there that have not read the book To Kill a Mockingbird. Okay, which for me was required reading in 7th grade. My mom actually, this is my first original copy of it. My mom's friend actually bought this. Here you can see that I won't put her name on here, but she dedicated the book to me, or didn't dedicate it. She wrote this to me July 4th of 1986. I was born in 72. This was my birthday present that year. I would have been 12 years old, so I would have been going into 7th grade. She said, happy birthday. This book is always more detailed than the play, because we had just gone and seen the play. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is my favorite book and movie of life, okay? And it's about racial injustices in the South, okay, in the 40s. And it follows 3 kids. It follows Jim, Scout, Jean Louise Finch, and their friend Dill that comes to visit for the summers. And really what it is about, okay, is about the fact, and this is why I love it, and my mom and I used to watch the movie so much back in the day. We would watch it in the summer and in the fall, and it was just like a staple in our house, right? And I love the movie actually more than the book, even though the book is fantastic, okay? But, and I read it a couple years ago. I listened to the Sissy Spacek Audible version because I always want to listen to that. And I said, I think it's probably the last time that I'll ever read it because I've read it so many times. I don't know. It hits differently now, but I still love the movie, right? But what I love about the movie is that it's told through the eyes of these 3 kids, right? And really what it's talking about is that we are innocent minded until we are taught otherwise, okay? And so that really, truly, bigotry and hate is something that is taught. And that is why this book is so important to me as a memory with my mother. And I actually, in a eulogy I gave at her funeral, I quoted pieces of this book because it was such an important book to me and my mom, right? And the character of Arthur Radley, Boo Radley, as they refer to him in the book, is this kind of unknowable character that is very innocent and things like that. Today, we would be very aware that he has serious mental health issues and things like that. But at the time, he's kind of like this enigma to the kids, right? But it's a very important novel. So, I always wanted to name a dog Scout, okay? Because Scout is like my favorite character of life, Jean Louise, okay, Finch, who is played by Mary Badham in the movie To Kill a Mockingbird, okay, with Gregory Peck. It's fantastic if you've never seen the movie. The music is some of my favorite music of life, okay? To this day, I can start watching the movie and I just start bawling my eyes out, okay? But I always wanted to name a dog Scout, okay, because that's the main character in the movie. Well, about 3 weeks before we got Boo Radley and Tucker, his brother, okay, my good Judy Tanya Jean, she got a dog. And she named her Scout. And I was like, girl, now you've been knowing. And she's like, listen, everybody in their life, she's got, my friend owns a kennel, okay? And she's like, if you knew how many Scouts we have come through this kennel, she goes, it is not an uncommon name, okay? So you can name your dog Scout too, I don't care. But I wasn't going to name my dog Scout knowing that my good Judy had just named her dog Scout. So I'm thinking about other names in the book To Kill a Mockingbird, okay? Jim, her brother, I was like, no. Atticus, I didn't know if a dog would remember Atticus, things like that, right? And I was like, Boo Radley. And I was like, oh my God. And when we met Boo Radley, he was very shy. And his brother took care of him. And he kind of like was, you know, and things like that. And I was like, oh my God, this is a perfect name for him. And it is. And he is such a Boo Radley. He is just, he's so innocent-minded and gentle and sweet and caring. And it's been such a perfect name for him. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that they don't know the name Boo Radley, okay? They never read this in 7th grade because it was required reading, okay? I think in some states now they're banning this book, which is a sin, and they're not Christians, but they want to stand behind Christianity and say this book needs to be banned, okay? I don't know why a book that's talking about racial injustice in the South historically, okay, and how kids are taught hatred and bigotry, it is not something that they are born with, why we would want to ban that book in our country, okay? And I know that there are a lot of people that think that there are things that are problematic about this book, okay? But I still love this book because of what it taught me, okay? About love and kindness and compassion and an understanding of this world. But I know that there are people out there that want to call my dog Bo Ridley, okay? Or Boo Ridley. Or all kinds of other combinations of his name, okay? That is not his name. What's my name? Stacy. She's not my name. That's not my name. Okay. His name is not Bo Ridley. My dog's name is not Bo Ridley. It's not, but what all the combinations y'all want to put out there, okay? And I know y'all try so hard. You're so nice, okay? His name is Boo Radley. B-O-O-R-A-D-L-E-Y. And he don't like it, okay? He says y'all are making fun of him. It makes him feel real bad, okay? So here, since y'all didn't do it, I'm going to do a little reading lesson for you right here, okay? On page 12, it says, when they are talking to Dill when he first comes to visit them. But by the end of August, our repertoire was vapid from countless reproductions, because they were putting on these plays, right, of acting like church, doing these church things and things like that. And it was then that Dill gave us the idea of making Boo Radley come out. And it talks about the Boo Radley place. Fascinated Dill. In spite of our warnings and explanations, it drew him in as the moon draws water, but drew him no nearer than the light pole on the corner, a safe distance from the Radley gate. There he would stand, his arms wrapped around the fat pole, staring and wondering. I love this book so much, okay? Then when you go to the very end, when Scout, Jean Louise, finally encounters Boo Radley, who has saved her brother's life, okay? She says, somebody was staggering around and panting and coughing fit to die. I thought it was Jim at first, but it didn't sound like him. So I went looking for Jim on the ground. I thought Atticus had come to help us, and I had got worn out. Who was it? Well, there he is, Mr. Tate. He can tell you his name. I said I might cry. As I said it, I half pointed to the man in the corner. Just brought my arm down quickly, lest Atticus reprimand me for pointing. It was impolite to point. And God forbid, you know, that we tell kids that it's impolite to point. But we want to make excuses for a million other behaviors. And I'm so thankful for the parents that I had that were so kind and caring and compassionate, but also directed me in the right way. He was still leaning against the wall. He had been leaning against the wall when I came into the room, his arms folded across his chest. As I pointed, he brought his arms down and pressed the palms of his hands against the wall. They were white hands, sickly white hands that had never seen the sun. So white, they stood out garishly against the dull cream wall in the dim light of Jim's room. I looked from his hands to his sand-stained khaki pants. My eyes traveled up his thin frame to his torn denim shirt. His face was as white as his hands, but for a shadow on his jutting chin. His cheeks were thin to hollowness. His mouth was wide. There were shallow, almost delicate indentations at his temples, and his gray eyes were so colorless I thought he was blind. His hair was dead and thin, almost feathery on top of his head. When I pointed to him, His palms slipped slightly. Heavy, greasy sweat streaks on the wall, and he hooked his thumbs in his belt. A strange small spasm shook him, as if he heard fingernails scrape slate, but as I gazed at him in wonder, the tension slowly drained from his face. His lips parted into a timid smile, and our neighbor's image blurred with my sudden tears. "Hey, Boo," I said. "Mr. Arthur, honey," said Atticus, gently correcting me. "Jean Louise, this is Mr. Arthur Radley. I believe he already knows you." If Atticus could blandly introduce me to Boo Radley at a time like this, well, that was Atticus. I love the character of Boo Radley in the book To Kill a Mockingbird, and that is why I named my dog Boo Radley, and a lot of people ask me that from time to time. And no, don't feel bad about calling him Bo Ridley, and no, don't feel bad that I cried about a book that moves me to tears, because it taught me in life so much, and I'm so grateful that my mother introduced me to that movie, that book, and that play at a very young age. Because I am a true believer that we are not born inherently bigots. And this is one of my biggest rants. Bigotry and hatred is something that is taught, and it is something that is learned. And it is something that can be unlearned as well. And Boo Radley, to me, as a gentle little soul that would not hurt another being, not a fly, not an ant, not a ladybug, is a constant reminder of that for me. This video was kind of all over the place, wasn't it? It's almost an hour long. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I love you so much. And here we go into August, the last month of summer. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.